we defend the cup.
One goal.
Chicago Blackhawks all the way.
Welcome to the Associated Bank Chicago Blackhawks postgame show. A recap and your take on tonight's game. Call right now, 312-591-7200 on 720 WGN.
Down 3-0 in the opening series and down 3 times here in Game 6 on home ice. Ben Smith scores in overtime with 4.5 minutes left in the fourth period, and the Blackhawks have forced a Game 7, your final 4-3 Blackhawks over the Canucks. Welcome to the Associated Bank Chicago Blackhawks postgame show. I am Judd Surratt. We are here till 11 o'clock. 312-591-7200. You can also text us at 24-720. Let's get to the game recap, which is sponsored by the Blue Chip Casino Hotel and Spa in Michigan City, Indiana. 2 minutes in, Canucks on the board.
Trying to give it to Daniel on the right half boards. He lost it. Then Burrows took it top of the right circle and fires. That's through the crease and wide. Henrik sitting in left wing corner. Put it brother Daniel behind the net. He wraps it around. They score! And the Canucks draw first blood in this one. 2:07 into period number 1. It's 1-0 Vancouver.
For Daniel Sedin, his team leading fifth. Henrik and Alexander Burrows with the assist. Time of the goal, 2:06. It was a rocky start for the Blackhawks in the first 10 or so minutes, but things changed after Dave Bolland delivered a huge check.
Put it to the left point, Hamhuis. He fires, and that's blocked at the line by Michael Frolik, and the puck ricochets back down ice off the left corner in the Canucks zone. Schneider out to play it behind the net. Oh, and a big hit by Bolland, and they score! Dave Bolland with the hit, and Brian Bickle with an opportunity in front of the Canuck net on the loose puck. He pounds it in behind Schneider, and the Hawks have tied it at 1.
What a great call by John. That sounded like a highlight back from the 60s with the Blackhawks in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Brian Bickle with the goal, his second of the playoffs. Dave Bolland with the assist. Time of the goal, 14:57. These two teams were even up at 1. But this goal definitely hurt the Blackhawks late in the first.
Christian Ehrhoff flips the puck into the slot area. Hawks zone. Burrows takes it there and shoots. He scores. 2-1 in favor of Vancouver. It was a nice pass by Ehrhoff as he moved into the Hawks zone on the right wing side. He just floated a little backhanded saucer pass to the high slot. There was Burrows to take it, and with a wrist shot, he beats Corey Crawford. 2-1 Canucks.
Nothing Chris Campoli could do there. He was fading back. The puck was bouncing around. It's late in the period, and Alexander Burrows got the loose biscuit, and he snapped it home for his first of the series unassisted at 18:48. So the Blackhawks headed into the first intermission, trailing the Canucks 2-1. It stayed that way until the last 5 minutes of the middle frame.
Now giveaway by Schneider to the corner. Here's Bolland, shot, he scores! Dave Bolland rifles one from the slot into an empty Canuck net. Schneider had gone behind to play the carom and put it right on Patrick Kane's stick in the right wing corner. He fed Bolland all alone between the rings, and he buried it. We're tied at 2.
A miscommunication behind the net between Schneider and his defenseman. He coughed it up. It goes to Bolland. He ripped it in for his second of the series. Patrick Kane, the lone assist. Time of the goal, 15:08. That's the way we headed into the second intermission. These two teams tied up at 2, and we would start the third period 4-on-4.
Taves tried to flip it in front. That deflects in between the circles. Taken there by Burrows. Passing up the right wing, Raymond. In over the Hawk line. Winds and fires. Butterfly save by Crawford. The rebound. Bieksa. He scores. Kevin Bieksa scoring to put the Canucks ahead. 58 seconds into the fifth, third bank, third period with the sides 4 against 4. 3-2 Vancouver.
Bieksa tonight played 36.5 minutes. Tallied his first of the playoffs. Mason Raymond and Alexander Burrows with the assist. Time of the goal, 58 seconds. But it was Bieksa who hauled down Michael Frolik about a minute and a half later to draw the penalty shot.
Frolik is ready. He picks up the puck at center ice. Carries it in over the Canuck line. Down the slot. Digs and shoots. He scores! Penalty shot goal for Michael Frolik! His second of his playoff career! And the Hawks have tied the game at 3.
You can make an argument that Michael Frolik has maybe been the Blackhawks' best skater during this series. Frolik, his second of the playoffs on the penalty shot at 2:31, and from there we headed into overtime. And it took 15.5 minutes to decide it, our play of the game.
Down the left wing. Hossa to the corner. Pulls up and stops there. Hossa now to the left half boards. Works his way through to the left circle. Fed the line. Deep slot Hjalmarsson. Fires! Blocker save. Reno score! Ben Smith! Hawks win! Hawks win! Hawks win! In overtime! Ben Smith with his first ever Blackhawk goal on home ice in overtime! This series is going to 7 games! Hawks win in overtime 4-3! And the United Center is up for grabs!
What a sick sequence that was. Tonight's play of the game is sponsored by ContinentalMotors.com. The goal goes to Smith, his third of the series. Hjalmarsson and Hossa with the assist. Time of the goal, 15:30. And Marian Hossa, a big key to that. Marian did not play a lot of overtime shifts. And then when he finally got out there, he was able to barrel his way through a couple of Canucks, kick it up top to Hjalmarsson. He fired it, and Roberto Luongo, as he has done consistently against the Blackhawks, he gave up a rebound and a juicy pork chop right in the slot, and Smith banged it home. That's your winner, and we are heading back to Vancouver to decide this. The final 4-3 Blackhawks over the Canucks. Final tally on the shots, 35-33 in favor of the Canucks. These two teams combined for 23 shots in the overtime period, 12 for the Canucks and 11 for the Blackhawks. Both teams were going for broke, and the top-end lines were playing all the time in the overtime session. Citgo Petroleum Power Play. Neither team able to score. The Blackhawks 0 for 4, and they had a 1 minute and 43-second two-man advantage in the second period that could have very well decided this series. The Canucks 0 for 2 with the man advantage. Corey Crawford, brilliant, especially in the third period when the Canucks really elevated their game. He picks up the win. He's now 3-3 here in the postseason. He allowed 3 goals on 35 shots. Corey Schneider, the surprise starter in this one, allowed 3 goals on 20 shots. But after Frolik scored, Schneider had to leave the game with an injury. We are still trying to discern exactly what that is, and because it's the NHL in the playoffs, they could say he had the sniffles. Roberto Luongo came in and he gave up the winner. He stopped 12 of 13, but he's the guy who suffers the overtime loss. Final, Blackhawks 4-3 in overtime. All sorts of stuff to get to. We'll get some reaction from the head coach. We'll get some reaction from the dressing room. We also expect to have a guest here in room 6, but we also want to hear from you. 312-591-7200. You can also text us at 24720. Back to the United Center in a moment. This is Blackhawks Playoff Hockey, 720 WGN.